Separating the real from the phony, folks. When you see me going live, it's me letting you know that we keep it 100. Separating the real from the phony, folks. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, beautiful ladies, and all my gents up out there. You heard? This is another live stream from Donald Murray. That's my name. That's my name. That's my name. You know what I'm saying? No shame in my game. And big shout out to all you folks who attended the live stream we did early today. I love having live streams when we be talking about Trump. Those be very interesting live streams, folks. Trust me, and I tell you that. And we was talking about some real deep conversation. I love my conversation with those folks. These Umar Johnson conversations, they be what they be. Sometimes they be very interesting. Sometimes it be too much, people trying to unravel some nonsense. But for those who want to really, really set the path straight, you see the thumbnail. You know when I'm out there, when I'm outside. You know when I'm tapping these YouTube streets and running down the FDMG block. You know it's always going to be something that pops off. And you guys saw the security guards out there. You saw the security guard blocking the door, making sure that no one enters the building. That's what Umar Johnson FDMG block is. It's a drug zone. Why is it a drug zone? Because it's never changed. It's just got paint on the walls. That block is been the same for 10 years. That block been the same ever since that school shut down. The block only has paint on the walls and has some cameras up that people know don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? When people say, yo, F your cameras, that's because they know, Al, they know that, yo, this block is a deserted block. They know that as long as they don't see nobody on the block, it's a deserted island. And so you can pull up on the block and you can do what you want to do because there's no one to protect the building. Why? Because the building is just a structure for the people to hang out at, period. It's not for little boys. It's not for education purposes. It's not for anything except for me to get high and be comfortable there and where I can fall asleep and be there for hours and nobody bothers us. That's what that block is all about. If that man gave 2 cents about that building, if that man gave 2 cents about these children, if that man gave 2 cents about that community, yeah, I'm just jumping straight into it, folks. We just gonna dive right into the water. I'm gonna do a Greg Louganis right now. I'm gonna do a backflip, reverse twist right into the FDMG pool. If that man gave 2 flying F's about that, the people in that community, that man will truly have people out there, will have the building open, the community was been involved, but that man don't give 2 flying F's, folks. Don't give 2 flying F's. And I'm going to be a little raw today. When I was out there, you know what I'm saying, I was a little down and out. Wasn't feeling myself because, you know what I'm saying, I traveled all the way out there. And for some reason, it seemed like for nothing. I won't say it seemed like for nothing, but it just felt like for nothing. Because in regards why I went out there, I really went out there searching for my money. I want my money. I just want it. You know what I'm saying? I just want it. But as people spoke to me, I realized, yo, D, man, you know what I'm saying? Let me just pause. Al's talking. I'm going to pause for a second because I got to catch my breath. Like I say, there's so much on the mind, and I'm being respectful. I'm being respectful. FDG is a former charter school. Actually, 2 charter schools operated there. They was failing schools, poor test grades. The place was in disrepair when Umar allegedly bought it. Well, so that has nothing to do with Umar. That has everything to do with the community itself. You know what I'm saying? That goes with the parents. It's not that the school was a failure. It was the fact that the community is a failure. The community is a failure because the community don't involve themselves in what they should involve themselves with. And that's what's happening even right now, because the people who have these institutions are failing to reach out to the community to get the community to be supportive. And that's what the situation is right now with Umar. He failed to get the community involved and supportive. And I'm gonna tell you like this: the real thing is, I mean, when it comes to blackness, our communities across the board is a failure. That's why most people, they send their kids to other schools outside their communities. They want to send their kids to integrated schools, you know what I'm saying? Because the communities in which we live in, we do not respect and honor what we have. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, like it takes a lot to really do these live streams when they talk about us, because folks, I have 2 eyes and 2 ears, and as I'm using both eyes and both ears, the reality of my mind, it's like, yo, man, this is depressing. When I pulled up to that block, I expected to see something. Okay, I expected to see what I saw. That's the sad thing about it. I knew I was going to see something. That's why I said, hey, well, let's go to the back, because I knew and know that there would be something around there. It wasn't, but I just expected it, because we expect the worst in our communities. We expect the worst from our people, and that must change. But it's not going to change when you idolizing individuals like this who do not expect anything to come good from that community. That man do not expect nothing from that city. He don't expect nothing from the area in which the school is, because if he was, he would be stumping the yards. He would be stumping the yards. He would be investing. He would been putting posters out there. He'd been putting posters for people to rally and get behind the school. But you see none of that. You don't see no postcards. And I mean, I'm talking about old school postcards. You see no postcards, no flyers. There's nothing in representation for the community to feel a need to get involved. You always need paper. You always need flyers. You always need posters. You always need advertisement. You cannot rely on social media when you talk about the black community, because social media for the black community is nothing but a gossip inquirer. Inquiring minds want to know what's the latest on the chair. What's the latest on Umar Johnson's hair? What's the latest on Umar Johnson's dashikis? Oh, what's the latest on Umar Johnson? Yo, the inquiring minds just want to know the gobbledygook bull. But when it comes to the real, yes, I'm fired up, folks. But when it comes to the real, we are not focused on the reconstruction, the rehabilitation, the building of our communities and ourselves. We are looking for handouts, and we're looking for someone else to do it for us. And sadly, Umar recognized it, realized it, and he's floating away. He's going to get away too. All right? I'm going to tell you the truth. I believe that he's going to really get away, unless you guys hear and do what I'm asking you to do. This man's going to escape and get away, unless you guys stop being silly willies, humble yourselves, and do what I'm asking you to do. And I've been asking you for 4 years. I told you I'm coming out the locker room, not even off the bench, I'm coming out the locker room, and I'm ready to jump in the game. Give me the ball. And I have the ball in my hand, and I just need the team to play their position. That's it. That's all. That's it. I need you folks to play your positions. We are not here for the inquirer. We are here for the solutions. We are here to bring justice. We are here to build. We are here to save. We are here to heal. We are here to heal. Otherwise, we are here to destroy. Now, if you're here to destroy, and like I say, you got to destroy to build. You got to destroy to build sometimes. So if you're here to destroy for reconstruction, that's why you're here. But if you just hear the destroy characters and break character downs for you, if that's what you're here for, then yo, we are doomed. I'm not going to lie to you, y'all. I kid you not. I'm from New York City. I like leaving out and traveling and looking at our communities and seeing the beauty and seeing the what's the word I'm looking for? The potential. There's a lot of potential in all our black communities. There's so much potential, but we don't have right leadership. We don't have right guidance. We don't have right nothing. We don't have the right parents with the right stuff. Remember the movie, The Right Stuff? We have people who focus on all their attention on drama-sidal bullshit. And folks, you see the security there is nothing but bullshit. That was a female. That was a woman laid out. She probably was a mother. She probably had 3 kids that she has no attachment to at this point in life. And what they're going to do, either they're going to be saved by some other siblings and family members, or they just going to be abandoned and they're going to become property of the community. And that's what we do best. We do best. We abandon our children, we abandon our youth, we abandon our communities, and we just watch it crumble. And that got to come to an end. So as you see the FDMG school, I'm telling you from a fact, the only way, I'm really telling you from what I know something. The only way that saga is going to come to an end is if you folks listen to what I'm saying, whether you like it or not. If you guys want to see economic justice, if you want to see economic solutions, if you want to see things really move into a different direction, if you want to see that man reign come to a certain end, you got to focus on what I'm telling you to do. What you saying, Al? Al comes in off the rip. Al comes off the rip. That school's actually located near what the EPA calls brownfield's degree of radiation. Y'all say that all the time. Also, from what I understand, it's located in a weed and seed area. What's a weed and seed area? It should come as no surprise that how houseless persons are hired to be security if that's indeed the case. Well, I was houseless. You know what I'm saying? I was houseless. And I was nowhere near that individual. I'm king. I'm okay. I stand strong on that shit. My father's dead. I was prince when he was alive. I'm king. Now, houseless don't mean helpless. It should come as no surprise that houseless persons as are hired to be security, if that is indeed the case. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that it's so sad that when I will roll up to the block, what I see is what I saw when I was there. And it don't change. And while this man is she's out there in Africa with the African drums and the African chants. Ungawa. And Africans who are not even, they losing their culture in Africa. They being Americanized. They want to bring America to Africa. They want to bring America blonde hair. They want to bring America's weaves. They want to bring Americanism to Africa. While he's out there, Africa's losing this natural habitat. Africa's losing this natural sensation of being Africa, because Africa has their eyes so much on America that America is now moving to Africa. And he see it and he's like, yo, you know what? I don't need these American Africans no more. He used and abused you, and he thinks of you folks as nothing more than that woman that was laid out on her steps while her children is somewhere looking for food while she's getting high and passed the fuck out. Yo, it was such a disgrace to see that, but it was just something I knew was going to happen. See, and Umar don't care, because if Umar was a black leader in any form or fashion of his mind, he would have, in these 5 years of him being out in Delaware, he would have some kind of reputation with city council, state senators, the mayor. He would have some kind of rapport if he cared about the black community. And this is what I want you to understand. If he cared about the black community, he will humble himself to really deal with the government. I hate when you niggers say, and I was, look, I was a nigger too. So I hate when niggas constantly say, oh, I ain't getting involved. Oh, we don't need this. Oh, but then the same communities in which you live in, because you're not involving yourself with political figures, is downtrodden. I hate that. I want y'all to cut your tongues out if you want to say black power, but you don't want to go where the power is and make an example. He has no rapport, and most likely most Pan-Africans don't have no real rapport with politicians and city officials and state officials until they come to you and say, hey, you're doing some good work. And then you say, oh, and then you got the smiles. And then you start ass kissing. But if you really cared about your community, whether it's Brooklyn, whether it's Philly, whether it's Detroit, whether it's Virginia, where it's Maryland, whether it's Delaware, if you cared for your people, you would stand out, especially if you think you're chosen. You would stand up and you would go to those people who have the power and make them do what they need to do. And Umar Johnson has never built that bridge. He's never built a connection with the community as a whole. His community's online. He's an online individual. He's not a real life person. He's an online sensation. He's not an individual personality person. He don't have that character. He don't have that ability to connect with the community. If so, he would have been connected with the community on levels in which that school would have been open. There's no reason why you think that you need online support. And that's going to be the only way when you have a whole village, a whole town to build. And sadly, folks, I'm going to say this and I use the word sadly. Umar's view, yeah, I agree with, I think I just caught it. But sadly, I don't want you to lose this thought. Sadly, if you really cared, this is real talk right here. If you really cared about your black community, folks, you would actually say, you know what? All hands on deck to save the black community. And that means getting this help and support from all hands on deck that's willing to save the black community. I'm gonna flip the script. For example, boxing was heading downhill in America. Boxing was heading downhill in America. Boxing got revitalized because Saudi Arabia, the Arabians, Saudi Arabia saw like, yo, why y'all, we love boxing here. We love boxing. We pay big money for you. And all the big money fights is in Saudi Arabia. All the big money fights is in Saudi Arabia. And it's been saved. So if you really want to save your community, you must actually get all hands on deck. So Umar's like, well, I don't need these hands. We don't need these hands. We don't need these white hands. We don't need them. So you know what? I'm going to abandon this ship right here, and I'm going to go to where other black hands are that I can manipulate. I'm at a hate point right now on that shit. Because as human beings, it's all hands on deck if you're going to save a nation of people. And that's what I'm realizing right at this as I get older and older and older and older. Because I mean, I don't believe in my heart no more. And this hurts me to say. I don't believe in my heart no more that we are going to do it. In my mind, I believe that we can do it if we tried. But in my heart says there's no way in life that we are willing to really step forward and come out our comfort zone and to help build our people. That's not our focus. And I believe that for us to be saved as a nation of human beings, it's going to take all hands on deck to really make it happen. Because I don't think that the Black Power structure, the Black Power movement, people who are melanated care enough. I know they don't care enough. Because this is still the conversation of 50 years of living. And that makes me depressed. Okay, so what would you say right here? He said Umar is in view of Umar in view a user and beggar, begging for money and using people to benefit himself. And you want to hear something sad? You want to hear something sad? Oh, goodness gracious, yo. Me personally, I want to see him hurt. Why? Because you violated me. You thought I was one of these people that you can use and abuse. And that pisses me the F off. You see, you really don't understand it. That pisses me off. I don't like that shit. But I must be 100% real. I'm going to be 100% real, folks. After really understand that you guys got to really, the video I put out there about Rabbi Finkelstein, once you really digest that shit, I'm telling you folks that I don't think that we really going to get to our purpose in life. I don't think that our purpose in life of living as black folks, as Africans, whatever you want to be called, people who look like me and a little darker, who's not eating baboons and all that crazy savage shit, walking around and eating food in the dirt savagely, yo, that's just ridiculous. But I don't think it's in our heart and in our minds to heal and save ourselves. I don't think so. And sadly, pimping ain't easy. Sadly, it appears that we are the race to get over on. Sadly, it seems as if the drugs, why not sell it to us if we're going to give up the money? The alcohol, why not let them abuse themselves until they die off? And this is why I say sadly, because this is what we are proving to ourselves by not stepping at the front line of our purpose and moving strongly in our purpose. Sadly. And I say that really with a saddened heart. And it takes so much for me to really say it because it hurts. It hurts me to say it. Don't think I'm just, no, it hurts me to start believing it. It really do. One of my favorite people to talk to Outside my man Goldie Mac. But nah, seriously, one of my favorite peoples that I talk to on the YouTube streets is a woman. Her name is Donna. And I'm not gonna lie, we was going back and forth with mad conversation, mad conversation. Then she said she's a white woman. Word? No doubt. I would never thought that. Still, let's go back and forth for more conversation. It don't rattle my feathers. I can conversate with anything. A lizard, a dog, a cat, a rat, a frog. The other day I was outside, this raccoon tried to sneak up on me. Shit freaked my head out. Like, what the fuck? Instead of me, I said, yo, get out of here, man. Just like that, man, get out of here. And it turned around and left. I felt like Dr. Doolittle. Okay, so it didn't bother me. So what I'm saying is that, and then she says she's not no young white woman at that. She's been married more than I've been living on this planet. So that was a wake-up call to me to realize that, yo, and then for her to end and say, yo, I love conversating. I'm glad I came across your channel. I'm so happy. And this ain't on our good conversation. This is on me throwing fastballs at her. Bang, bang, curveballs at her. Hitting her with all sorts of things. And she was just wiping it off. And it made me realize for us to build a nation of people, no matter what, we're going to need all hands on deck. What do we want out this world? What do we really want out of this world? I'm gonna ask black people, down and out racist parent Africans. What do you ultimately want out of this world of people? What do you really want? Because we only going to get what we really putting out there. We only going to get what we deserve. We only going to get what we get because we are not really truly living in divine purpose. And what we get is the image and the thumbnail that you see. Our black people and our children being junkies. Yo, this vaping shit is out of control. But no one's even talking about that. Seeing all these young people going to these Arab stores, all these parents not stepping up and trying to get these Arab stores banned from their communities, who serve all sorts of tobacco products, cigarette products, and vape products, and don't care. And now they selling the weed. And your children is going there 16, 15, 14, 17, 18, 12. You don't care about your children. You don't care about your community. Because if you did, what do we really want? What do Black Power really stand for? When I went to that school block, when I'm put to you like that, like this, when I was on Peter Griffin, what up? Victim complex. I see you, Peter. Maybe keep a better eye on. Yeah, I see you, Peter. My bad. I see you, Peter. See, unlike a lot of people channel who do not, highlight people and shout out people and really give them love and conversate back and forth to each and every, comment that you put out there, unless you're giving a super chat. I do. I don't get no donations. I mean, $ Icy Don 167. I don't talk about that because people shot me down. So we fall back. But I'll conversate. Peter Griffin, victim complex. We are living in a victim complex that got to come to an end. I'm saying again, what do we want? Because when I was on that block, folks, when I stood on the block, when I had the keys to the building, when I came outside, like I said, in my mind, I'm like, the champ is here. The champ is on the block. The champ is in the school. It's like Michael Jordan on the block. I felt that there was hope. Me coming to the block, me have no ties to that block, and me just being a victim of what took place, I'm looking, I realize there is no hope for it. There is no hope for it. The only way it be hope is when those people who are in their purpose, they really apply the energy. But I see no hope with that shit. I really see hopelessness because it's the same as when I left it 5 years ago. And he knows it too, folks. Don't think that it's all an act when he comes on the line and he's talking. Trust me, it's an act. He's just acting the part so he can get some funds again, but he's completely depressed with that block. He's completely depressed with those buildings. He's completely depressed with himself. That's why he's not up there like that. Why? Because he knows that he wasn't doing it right. He knows that he was wrong. He knows that it's all a gimmick, and it's depressing to be there because the school should have been open. Children should have been running on the block and having fun and learning, but it all was a con game. And as I stand on that block, you can feel the con energy. That's what you guys really don't understand, yo. I was so there in that little short time for me to absorb the energy for what it could have been, the community. And I realized that Pan-Africanism is truly a con game because the people themselves are not true to the purpose of it. The purpose of being a Pan-Africanist in the movement is to build your nation up, to build your community of people up, to build your community up. But you can't build when people who's not builders. And for some reason, since slavery, we lost our ability to build. And I would say that to the day I die. Someone has to prove me, and I don't mind to be proven wrong on this situation. We was at our best when we were slaves. When we became free, we became junkies. Whether we hip hop junkies, R&B junkies, nicotine junkies, Hennessy junkies, Alizé junkies, Budweiser junkies, 40-ounce junkies, martini junkies, red wine junkies, sex junkies, whichever junkie you want to put yourself in the position, we became junkies. And that junk in the trunk is our downfall. That's why I adamantly say Trump is really good for black folks. Why? Because he's the fuel that is needed for whether it's a hate level to rise up or a level of like, you know what? We got to step up our game. Whether when I say hate, it's like, oh, we so mad at him that, oh, what you going to do, step up the game? Huh? You ready to step up? Let's step it up. Or, yo, you know what? He's starting to make some sense. Maybe we need to step up our game. Yeah, step up our game. But bringing a person in like Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was getting a pacifier, put in your mouth and you sucking it. A baby bottle, put in your mouth and you drinking it. A nipple, put in your mouth and you sipping from it. Because when I go to that school, every time I pull up to the school, the energy I feel is nothing but a sad depression. A real, true, sad depression. And folks, one thing about Africans right now is that African people in Africa want what Americans are taking advantage of. The African people want your your land. The African people want your music. The African people want your clothing, your job, your women, your abilities, your strength. They want it all. So why is he going to waste any more time in this country when he can go to Africa and have African love because he's talking that talk they want to hear? So I'm telling you that he's about to escape. And the reason why he's going to escape is because, like I say, we spent too much time not building. That's the reason why I started supporting him, because I was like, yo, we gotta build, man. We gotta build, man. We gotta build. Let's build. Let's build. Let's build. And while everybody said he ain't trying to build, he was trying to build what he was trying to build. But because there was more hate, he just fell into that crack and said, yo, fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the flow now. I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I already know. I know the mentality. Whether you say he was conning from the beginning and frauding from the beginning, no, it was about building. But once you realize the people on your team are not builders, it makes a depression so high that you just fall victim. And then that's when the devil can get a hold of you and say, yo, let's do this. Let's do that. And then that's when everything becomes selfish. See, I was saying it because I know that you folks, believe that. You know what I'm saying, Peter? I say that. I said that because, like I say, I know that that's how y'all truly feel. But I'm looking through my spiritual eye, because no matter what, I still will always try my best to give our people, especially black men, a chance. And I think, and I know for a fact that in the beginning, Umar Johnson wanted to be a builder. Why I say that? You guys got to really understand what I'm saying. Because for all, let's take a million black men, right? A million black men. Out of the million black men, how many of the million black men joined a black organization? Okay. Out of the million of black men, how many read to empower not just themselves, but to also empower their people to believe? That's a rare group. So I give benefit of doubt for that. I won't say that from day one of his existence, in the beginning of Umar Johnson, he was always like, how can I get over on my people? How can I get over on my people? How can I get over on my people? I'm not going to say that. I can't say that because I don't feel that. When I go to the block, I feel the depression. But I never felt like in the beginning of Umar Johnson, he was like, I'm going to get over on my people. Yeah, at the beginning. He's 17 years of age, 18 years of age. I won't say that. I can't say that, fam. I can't say that, Peter. And I'm going to ask you, Peter, to ask yourself, did you ever join a black group, a black movement? Like Malcolm X grassroots movement, Marcus Garvey, the UNAI. Have you ever joined anything? I don't know. I don't know MLK, Malcolm X. Now I'm asking, have you ever joined any type of organizations in your neighborhood, in your community? Do you have children? Did you ever even join the PTA? I mean, like I say, let's take a million black men. And I was one. I was part of the African Stock Exchange Association Development Corporation. Oh, okay, Peter, no doubt. I'm black. Thank you. That's very important, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Um, you Native American, Native Indian. You got skin tone like me? Native black? I mean, what are you? I'm not black. You native. I'm native. Okay, so what are you? I got Cherokee, Blackfoot, Chinese, all that crazy shit, but I'm black. I asked my mom's like, which one am I more? You know, mom? But when you say I'm native, native what? What are you when you say native? Because like I say, we focus so much on a higher level of confusion that we would never move forward. I'm not black, I'm brown. I'm not black, I'm African. I'm not black, I'm Native American. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. I'm alien. We got to a point where Lil Wayne says he's alien. Apache, a Cherokee, and a little white. Okay. So let's talk about men, period. Because, like I say, I like this conversation. Thanks, Pete. Stay with me. All right, Pete. Don't disappear. This is a good conversation. Oh, but for all the folks who see the security in the thumbnail, Umar Johnson escaping. He's out of here. So let me just keep you focused now. When I first came on YouTube, I spoke about lanes. I said there's a white lane, an Indian lane, a Native American lane. There's a Chinese lane, an Asian lane. There's a Spanish lane, a Hispanic lane, whatever you want to label it. There's different lanes, and then there's a black lane, an African American lane, whatever you want to call it. And we must get our lanes tight. We must involve ourselves in our lane. I'm asking you this as a Native American, Apache, Kiowa, Cherokee, and a little white. You know what I'm saying? What lane have you started building in as a man? Okay, as a man, have you been building in your lane with others, like trying to build up your lane? And this is like, I'm really being serious because I want us to understand that it's so easy for us to shoot one of those little things at each other. Oh shit. And you know, it's so easy for us to throw daggers and blast, you know, at each other and shoot darts and spit darts. It's easy for us to do so. It's very easy, yo. Okay, that's no problem. But when we put that mirror in front of us, can we ask ourselves the question about ourselves? Honestly, no. Thank you, Pete. Salute to Mr. Peter, you know, because this is, I mean, like I say, when you come to my channel, we like, this is hood therapy. So honestly, no. So out of the million people, let's say Pete was on that line and we asked that question, we're gonna ask the people to step forward. You know what I'm saying? Keep stepping forward until you come to us. Remember, like how they did Muhammad Ali? Step forward. So when we ask that question, how many of you men have done in your communities or organized your community, helped build your communities? He say, honestly, no. So you don't step forward. So it's not. That's why I say I don't really like when I hear everybody say, "Oh, he ain't trying to build. He ain't trying to build." Then I say to you, you know, well, how much are we building? You know what I'm saying? How much you try to build? And then we're like, well, not much. So that's why I'm saying the reason why I went to the FDMG school and supported his cause is because I am a builder. And when my niece introduced me to him on YouTube, she says, Uncle D, he talks like you when I was a little kid. He sounds like you. He thinks like you. You should listen to what he say, Uncle D. And when I'm looking at him on the YouTube, I'm sitting there, she's right there. I'm like, all right, all right. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out. So I'm not going to say that he never wanted to do nothing. I know he did. It's just that so many people, because I said to him face to face when I first met him, well, not first met him, but when I went to get my money from him back in 2017, I said to him, yo, I actually have to give you props because you doing something that I wanted to do. It's just that I knew the people would have tried to assassinate me for the way I'm moving about it because they just don't understand. So it's easy to say begging and this and begging for that, but it's not. The begging is really a negative word that we put out to destroy one another. We asking for assistance. Instead of us going to the federal government for assistance, it's us asking our own people for the assistance. And the evil in us will say, oh, you begging. No, I'm building. You begging. No, I'm restoring. You begging. No, I'm asking for the support so we can have a support system of our own so we don't have to go to the other system. And by us not going to the other system, the system will start failing and crumbling if we learn to build. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So in the beginning, the Negro definitely wanted to build. Even to this day, he still wants to build. But he just don't know he can't build with us because we are damaging people. I, from the beginning, want to build. I, to the end of days, want to build. But I'm at the point of realization, knowing that, and it hurts. It hurts. Like we was watching the Eagles game, and you just slowly seeing them crumble and crumble. But then Saquon Barkley said, yo, I can do this. Give me the ball. I know I ain't have no big runs, but give me the ball. Put it in my hands. Believe in me because I believe that I can do it. And what he do? That's why he kept hitting his head, because he's trying to get in his head like, you got to keep it in your mind that you can do it. We lost our minds of being able to do it. We became reliant on the system. We became reliant on the system. And that's the reason why you have junkies in the world, because they became complacent and reliant on the system, and they stopped believing in themselves. And once you stop believing in yourself, you take away a major piece of yourself. And once you take that piece of yourself away from you, you got to be on suicide watch, because you don't want to live no more. You don't mind death. You don't mind dying. You don't mind. Why? Because you done gave up a piece of yourself. What's up, Lee Paris? Once you give up a piece of yourself, of believing yourself, you on your way. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We as a nation of people are giving up on ourselves while the world is watching us, waiting for us to just crumble so they can come and take your resources. Thank you, Pete. Like I said, Pete, stick around with this conversation. I know that feeling all too well. You know what I'm saying? Giving up on yourself. I'm not lying. Look, I'm one of them. I'm trying my best not to give up on myself. When I have nothing but darts and arrows and people try and chop me down and saying, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, it's not going to work. Like, it's not going to work because you putting those spells out, but it will work because I believe. That's why I was coming and say, no, I'm a king. I'm going to say the right things to myself, because as I'm looking here, I see me on this screen. So it's like a mirror. So I'm talking to me. So when I do a live stream, I'm talking to me. I see me. I got to believe, folks. You got to believe in yourself, because once you start giving up on yourself and giving up on a purpose, then the enemy, which is the devil, can come in and maneuver and manipulate you where you will become a failure. I'm really being serious, even with the paper on my face. I'm trying to really let you know it got to be in here. It got to stay in here. Okay? This is hood therapy here, folks. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Shout out to Hurricane JW. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I appreciate you on the tap in. I mean that. I really do. I know that feeling all too well. We as black men, we know that feeling. But it's going to take us, black man, rise, original rebel. It's going to take us as black men to stop attacking one another and get in the gym with each other and say, come on, 2 more reps, 2 more reps. Come on, you got it, you got it. And then spot each other. Come on, yeah, get it, get it. We got to learn how to become spotters. That's the only way we're going to be able to get this victory. And if you don't know what a spotter is, get in the gym and get on the bench and ask somebody to spot you. I remember this dude was supposed to be spotting me, and I'm 18 years of age, and I was in the gym. I was bench pressing 225 pounds, and I took it off. And he said, "You got it." And he wasn't spotting me. Then it dropped on my chest. I was like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck wrong with you?" I thought you had it. Spot me, though. I told you, spot me. To this day, my chest still locks sometimes. We got to learn how to be spotters. That's going to be the only way that we can build up ourselves and build each other up. So for us to be assassinators and try and assassinate each other's character by saying begging this and begging that, no, we all need help. We all need assistance. I don't care how much of a go-getter you are. There's going to come a roadblock where you're going to need some assistance, and you might get that assistance from a female. You might get that assistance from your woman because you don't know how to get the real assistance from your team, which is your men. But we as men got to really step up our game because we are destroying each other. Now, I'm not saying that to big up Umàr at all. I'm saying that because I'm really talking to myself. And I'm talking to any man out there that needs these words. Shout out to you, no doubt. Let me shout out to you. Hold on. Let me get this because we got a new person on deck. Shout out to you. Exactly. Thank you so much. I don't really F with Christianity, but I'm reading the Bible. Don't really, look, a lot of people don't believe in Christianity, which is so spooky, it's scary. You know what I'm saying? Why do I say that? Because it was like a point in my life where I was trying not to believe in it for like 20 years. So I was like, man, I ain't gonna believe in that shit, man. Nah, it's fake. Nah, because this white God, this white God, that. The other night I was watching some shit, and I'm like, damn. And then when I want y'all to check out Rabbi Abraham Finkelstein, I'm gonna play that video again one day for you folks. It's what the rabbis believe in, because he was having a conversation with this Christian pastor. And they was on the radio station back in the early 2000 when George Bush Sr. was president, when the 9/11 happened, and they was having a conversation. And the rabbi says, he was talking about the white race, he was talking about the Arab race, he was talking about the white race, the Arab race, he was talking about the white race, the Arab race, and then finally the white man said, you did a lot of talking, but what about the blacks? He said, where do they fit in all this? And then the rabbi says, well, you know that the black people came to this land with our father Lucifer 75,000 years ago when we had fought that fight in the heavens. And yeah, we might have lost, but we are the strong ones. We the comeback kids because we are building. We're going to go back and fight again. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this rabbi say that the blacks came here with Lucifer from the heavens? Why? So I'm just stuck on stupid. Like, why would he say that? Why he was going to talk about the white race, the Arab race, the white race, and then when he finally asked, "What about the blacks?" He says, well, the truth is that the blacks came here with our father Lucifer." So I'm like, so we part of the fallen angels? We really actually do have a major connection with the Most High Creator? The gods of not just the earth, but the gods of the skies? Are we really not in our real natural elements right now? Are we really downgrading ourselves? And that's what I'm saying right now. So when you read that book, like you watch a movie, like you might watch the X-Men, the Avengers, Rocky V, whatever, Read the story and see the story for what it is. Because I messed my head up when I read the beginning of the book, Genesis. I had to put the book down because I was like, yo, folks, do you see that the ark is flying? The ark is not on the waters. And this was 1994. I was talking to my sister, my godbrother. I was like, yo, this ark said it's flying because it rose above the waters. If anything rises above the waters, if this pen rises above this table, that means that the pen is levitating. So it said that the ark rose above the waters. But we can't even read for what it is because we want to be stuck on this plane. And I'm telling you, nah, it's deeper. It's deeper. I stopped messing with it because I dealt with it all my life. I got no answers, no response. When I follow spirituality, I got all the answers I needed. And I always would say spirituality, there's a spirit side, and we are from a spirit. And that we bring a major confusion to ourselves. I mean, there's so many people who's more intelligent on this conversation than I. I only speak from this conversation through I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just a puppet. I'm the ventriloquist. So whatever's going to come out is not even me because I don't study. I don't read. I just sometimes be feeling and knowing. Because like I said, when I was reading that book, that Bible, I was seeing things and it made me say, yo, what the hell? Why are we not really living right? Like I say, folks, we got to get in our purpose, man. And sometimes we might need, I think we really going to need that book back in for us to really get into our purpose. All right, Griffin, I think that book is needed for us to get back into our purpose. How about that? I believe that book is needed for us to get back into our purpose. I'm going to have to do the video again on Rabbi Finkelstein. I will do it again because I need you fellas to let's get back into our purpose. Because once we get back into our purpose, our spiritual purpose, our spiritual alignment, like Hurricane said, JW, I'm telling you, once we get into our spiritual alignment, we can save ourselves, the planet, we can save the future, and we can move to the next level. But as long as we constantly fighting and resisting and fighting and resisting ourselves and our natural purpose, we're going to destroy everything. And it's sad. He's basically saying, you're demons. Yes. What do we say? I'm in demon mode. I'm a savage. What do we say? I never heard another race say I'm in demon mode and rapping about it. I'm a savage and singing about it. Have the most beautifulest women singing about being a savage. We are in demon mode because we are a group of people. When you look at Michael Jordan, when you look at Mike Tyson, when you look at Umàr Johnson, we do too much of this on ourselves. Like, yo, I'm the king of this. I'm the king of that. When I say I'm a king, I'm saying that to myself, so I don't believe I'm a peasant. But when these folks are saying the greatest, it's like because they want idolization. Black folks really want idolization. When that Deontay Wilder got that statue made of him, he became a loser as a boxer. Pay attention. Once that statue went up of Deontay Wilder, he never was the same. He was just losing and losing and losing and losing. But when he was doing it for his daughter and boxing for a cause, he was the champ. But once he felt like he was the greatest and he could do everything, he's a savage, and he started losing and losing and losing and losing. Read the book, read the secret book of John is going to hell. You who God really truly is. And that's the reason why we was cast out. I believe that we was cast out to this earth. The sad thing about it is I believe that we can go back. But we have to learn how to get back. Now, others studied us and they know how to get back. And they don't want us to go back because they're going back to destroy. Yeah, no, actually, Hurricane, I actually listened to one of the songs. I think it was The Wind. I think. I'm working on my 3-album project, The God of Wind. Yeah, I think I listened to that one. The God of Fire and The God of Storms. They can keep their demon mode. You know what I'm saying? People are really on demon mode. And oh man, this life is really a book of surprises, a book of understandings, a book of confusion. This life that we're in is so distorted that, like I said, Umar, I'm going back to Umar, he's fucked up in his head. That he knows that, the gig is up. I got to go to next lands and do the next project there because our people, you got to kind of give you, it's like sad, but it's like for you to move forward, you got to kind of like give up on the weak. But everyone's not weak, and you can't assume that everyone's weak. So if you actually going to claim to be a black leader, you got to stand firm and keep fighting, because if you've chosen to do some work, you got to do your job. And until you pay Umar, until you pay me, I'm telling you that you're not going to get your real blessings. I really, really hope that a real game plan can take place and really put a halt on your movements so that you can get back to the core essence of your purpose and then move forward. But thinking that you're going to hop around off of black power and hop here for blackness and hop here for blackness, nah, you was planted right here for a reason. You was planted in Philadelphia for a reason. And for you to think that you're going to abandon Philly, that's you still abandon your purpose. Thinking that you can go to Africa and build in Africa when you was planted in Philadelphia to save the Philadelphians, to move them forward. Don't think that you're going to get no blessings, homie. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. But yeah, check Hurricane J out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. For some reason, I'll be just, seeing the scroll, and I'll be, seeing the mindset of our people. And, he strongly say, fuck the government, fuck the government, fuck the government. And I'm saying, I feel you with that. But right now, while you're here, it's like, don't you think that the best way for us to fuck the government is to involve ourselves in the government for a government takeover? Is that one of the best ways that we can really say fuck the government, by taking it over? Taking over the resources of this government? You know what I'm saying? Where the resources of the government now benefits us, because we got to understand that so many of the government officials are in their 80s and they're about to die. They're about to be gone, bye-bye. And so this new governments of people, of these Caucasian youngsters coming in place, they don't have nothing on us. So I think it's wise for us just to do a mutiny and take it over. And that's why I stand right now. I really think that we should take it over. Take, like locusts, start taking over everything. We here. There's nothing else for us to do except for take it over. For us to say that we're going to be able to build our own government. I was part of an organization called the African Stock Exchange Association Developed Corporation. We had a constitution, we had a charter, we was a government within the government, and we as a people destroyed that. Oh, it's not going to work. We destroyed that. So why not just take over what's already there? And the best way we can take it over is by becoming spotters to one another, builders to each other, building up ourselves, building up our character, building up our mind, building up the spirituality in ourselves, building up our women, and then that itself will just override and take it over. We've never done that. Every time we try to do that, they realize it and they say, yo, we got to wipe them out. Therefore, we got to continue on that. That's the path. We got to continue on that because that's the victory. We got to continue in that motion because that's the guiding light. That's the star for us to keep spot checking each other, spot checking us, building with each other. And I say that humbly because in my mind, I'm like, damn, this nigga Umàr makes me sick to my stomach. Because he owes me money and you're just not giving me my shit. Give me my money, apologize to the people. And then if we feel like you are worthy of us, of our acceptance, then maybe we can accept you. Oh, hell no. Lee Parrish, you said only if, he said, I'll steer away from that. No. I would never, ever steer away. I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I'm staying firm on it because, like I say, that Rabbi Finkelstein, the Illuminati shit I heard back in 1994, 95, that tape I heard from John Todd speaking on the Illuminati way back then. And this tape was made, these archives of tape was made when Jimmy Carter was president. Him talk about the way it all came, him telling us that, yo, he received the 7 seals. It came in a yellow envelope. What he was to do, what he was to be part of. And then when I come across the rabbi 20 years later, we can't keep this mouth closed. We cannot. Like I say, I was part of the million people that keep moving forward. Have you ever did this? Move forward. Have you ever did this? Move forward. Have you ever did this? Move forward. And I'm watching the line, the window goes from when a million people, the first step forward, we went to 500,000. The next step forward, we went to 200,000. The next step, we went to 10,000. I'm like, yo, damn. And I'm talking about just in 3 steps, we are 10,000 people. So I cannot move back. I got to keep going forward, meaning that we got to move ourselves in a leadership position. When you say the 70s, what you talk about? I study all his lectures. Whose lectures? I know I said something, but whose lectures you talk about? John Todd? Who you talk about? Because I know I mentioned something. John Todd, that Illuminati tape thing, because I was so happy to find it on YouTube. And then they try to erase a lot of those tapes. Lee Parrish, you said only if. Who was you talking about? This topic is really sensitive and it's deep because, like I said, it's a wake-up call for all those people who's really ready to step into their purpose. You know what I'm saying? For us to really move forward, we got to believe in our minds that we are like Avengers. John Todd, see? There you go. I know. Okay. Yeah. John Todd. I used to sleep to those tapes because my boy, he used to bring these tapes to college. And so, you know what I'm saying, when we drinking and getting high, smoking the trees and shit like that, we'd be listening to these tapes and like, yo. And this is back when the bookstore was open over there in Brooklyn. Then you had, what's that dude name? Dr. York, Malachi, you know what I'm saying? He was putting those books out. Then we came across the Illuminati tape, and it just blew our minds where we was like, yo, this is later than what we think. I saw that. I know. Just understand right now, I'm not even gonna lie to you folks. Don M, y'all might not know this because you think that, especially the people who goes way back to the beginning with me, who come on YouTube, might not think this because, oh, who is he? You was homeless dude sleeping on the floor in Umar Johnson School. No, I'm a chosen one who is sleeping in Umar Johnson's school. And so as a chosen one, like Pac say, all eyes on me. There's some eyes on me. There's spiritual eyes on me. I'm at the point now where it's like, it's all or nothing. Because I'm not 20 no more. I'm not 18 no more. I'm not 30 no more. I'm not 40 no more. The older I get, the more bold I gotta get. I gotta stand more firm. I gotta not be afraid because they only fear, like John Todd said, with the Illuminati, they only fears a person who can eat, drink, and live without their assistance. That's the only thing that they fear. When you do not need them, that's their fear. That's why they give you benefits. That's why they give you all this stuff so that you can be reliant on them. That's their source. And once they feel like you can go bye-bye, you go bye-bye. But their main source of energy is the reliance of us on them. That's their main power, outside of sorcery, witchcraft, and everything else. And that's why for years, no debit cards, no credit cards. I'm messed up in my head. And I know Hurricane is too. I know Hurricane is. If you know John Todd, you messed up in your head. If you were studying John Todd lectures, you real messed up in your head. That's why you would say, fuck the government. I know. And it's so funny because I was like, yo, that man must know what you know, Don. He must know a little something like what you know. And he must know more because he seems like he's a reader, a studier. Me, I'm just more so a believer because I can hear things. And when I hear things and then I start seeing things, it makes me a believer. I don't really like to do too much studying because once I start studying, I become overwhelmed and then I want to just really just fight the power. We was convinced to start idolizing ourselves. You got to think, when you look at the whole book, the Bible, and they talk about Satan or Lucifer, and how Lucifer was an angel of music and he was the most beautifulest thing. And then we do think about black people and how we always claim to be the best musicians. And you got Beyonce and you got all these hip hop stars. You got these singers. Oh, no one sing better than us. Oh, we so beautiful. Sound like Lucifer. It sounds like people who would follow Lucifer. And then we hear and we still doing it. Jesse Lee. I listen to him with an open ear, 2 open ears and an open mind to hear exactly what he's saying. See, sometimes we listen with such a closed mind that we don't hear what the person's truly saying. And then it's just funny to the person because they like, yo, I'm going to continue saying what I'm saying until you get it. And he's strong to stand on his words of what he believes in. And he's not going to break from it. So do I F with him? I can F with him enough because I understand him. And he's trying to get that evil out of us. That's why you say the blacks. And they so this and the blacks are so that, because we got to hear him as opposed to be like, not become mad at what he's saying. We got to really hear what he's truly saying. But Umar Johnson would say, oh, he's a coon, he's a coon, he's a coon, he's a coon, he's a coon. It's a lot of confusion, folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. This is real confusing. But the only way for us to rise up is for us to know the rules of life. And the rules of life is to respect, is to unite, is to love, and to empower, embrace, okay, embrace and empower, engage, empower, evolve. You know what I'm saying? It's for us to really, like I say, man, it's just confusing because the hate and the evil is so real within our bloods that it makes us say, "Nah, f that, yo, f this, yo, and f that." But like I say, when that rabbi said that they came from the heavens, like, I had me really saying, why would he say that of all things? He talked about the white race, he talked about the Arab race, and when it was time for, and it, throughout the tape, it was like 50 some minutes in when he finally talked about this black race, and when he finally spoke about the black race, he had to give us respect to take us to the heavens. Do you think Do you think that's a character or is that really him? I don't buy it. That's what I'm saying. That's really him. Is it a character? Is him in his character? Is him in his form? His character is exactly for that. Whether we believe it or not, like I say, I'm asking you to go back to some of his videos and take time out to hear with your mind. Hear with an open ear and not a closed mind. And hear for what he's saying, like as a big brother. Because he used the word love, and we don't love each other and love enough. And I said part of the rules of life is respect, unity, love, and empowerment. But we got to embrace one another. I really got my head down because I'm in the zone. Because, like I say, I'm allowing this. I'm allowing the spirits to speak through me, yo. And it's humbling when they speak through you. When you're not taking the spotlight and you just think that you know all the answers, you talking. My head is down because I'm being humble because I have to relay a message. It's not easy relaying the message to your people because when you look at yourselves in the mirror, you realize that we idolize, we we idol, we became worshipers of idolization, and we idolizing our gifts, and we're not giving praise to the ones who gave us the gift, and we're not loving the energy that it came from because we thinking it really came from us. I was in the gym yesterday and I was doing an incline bench press, and I'm like, yo, when I was younger, I wasn't doing this shit, and I was working out more and I was stronger, but why am I stronger now? And I'm getting stronger. We getting stronger, folks. Okay. His like I and I'm and yo look, I'm not a follower, meaning I don't really pay attention to Jesse. All right. So you would know more about him than me. So enlighten me. His ass organized a whole ass wife history month. He said, what's more white than July fireworks, hot dogs, freedom, etc. His ass organized a whole ass white history month. He says, what's more white than July 4th fireworks, hot dogs, freedom, etc. You know what, Pete? For you and others, I'm going to actually take time out because I was going to do a video on Jesse Lee 2 years ago, and then something I just didn't because like it was still confusing. Like, damn, is this good? Is this dude a coon or not? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to listen to him more and more and more. But even when he say that, pay attention to it, yo. What's more white than the 4th of July and the fireworks and hot dogs and freedom? That is them. Give them that month. Yo, look, when you look at it, Spanish people have a month, Indian Heritage Month, Black History Month. There is no White History Month. There isn't no White History Month. And then we say, oh, every day for them is like what? No, it's not, yo. If you was a white person, a full white person, wouldn't you want, like, yo, damn, Black History Month, dude, damn, you got Mexican heritage, you got Spanish heritage, you got the white parade, and then 4th of July is not really ours, it's America, and then all these people out here American. So why not the month of July to be White History Month? Fair is fair. Fair is fair. The land of the free, home of the brave. You know, you got all these people who claim to be Americans. Give White History Month the July. Give the white people their White History Month. The month of July is White History Month. I don't like the fact that Black History Month is in the code, but give them White History Month. And let's see what they can do with it. When Candace Owens come out and say white lives matter, of course she has a white husband, white blood in her children, but it was being said in the way of something else that I'm still trying to figure out. I'm really trying to figure out where they're going with all this. But once again, Umar Johnson had security of some dope fiends at the school. Umar Johnson's no longer going to be at the FDMG school. The FDMG school has no chance of opening no time soon. He's on the run. And prayerfully, if you guys can help me, we can get our money back. And what we got to do is we got to organize. So if there's anybody out there who is a supporter, who donated to the cause, you donated $50, $100, $500, $1,000, you donate to that cause, I need your contact. I need your information. I need to know how much money you donated so we can build a case. I'm still on my building a case situation. But we are definitely touching base on this situation right here. What time I got? Oh, shit. Okay, look, folks. This phone and this charge is a piece of shit. No problem with pride, I guess. What you mean by that? I'm on 1%, so this live stream about to go dead. So I'm gonna end it soon. But I need you, Peter, before we disappear. You say no problem with pride, I guess. You talk about in regards to the month of July. I mean, July being White People's Month. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine. Check this out. Check this out. This is a trick. This is now I'm speaking on finesse and shit. I hope I got enough time. Imagine we pushed for White History Month and black folks really got behind White History Month. That's a curveball. They won't know how to. White History Month should be July. What could they say except for? Understand? That's a curveball. Respect, unity, love, empowerment, engagement. Okay, read your comment before. Well, it says, his ass organized a whole White History Month. He said, what's more white than July? Fireworks, hot dogs. They love hot dogs, freedom, etc. Then you says, no problem with pride, I guess. So you're saying that July should be their month? So should we black folks rally behind Jesse Lee and we say, hey, let July be White People Month? And then we should have a challenge. Every month, we all do something to bring the nation together. That's the real challenge. After that, I don't see. Oh, after that, or before that, you said, "Do you think that's a character, or is? Do you think that's a character, or is that really him? I don't buy it." His ass organized a whole White History Month. He said, "What's more white than July fireworks? They love fireworks. They love hot dogs. They smell like hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? They love hot dogs." So I don't know. Then you say no problem with pride, I guess. Read my comment before. After that, what comment? Yo, I don't see no other comments. Do you fuck with Jesse? You know what I'm saying? You said I removed my last comment because it might be some kind of buzzword. Do you fuck with Jesse Peterson? Do you think that's a character, or is that really him? I don't buy it. His ass, his ass organized a whole White History Month. He said July, should be their month. No problem with pride, I guess. Then you said read my comment before, and then you say after that. I don't know what you're saying, but yo, I'm not gonna lie. This phone is a piece of crap on the charging level. The charger sucks. It's at 1%, so I'm gonna have to end this live stream, or it's just gonna cut off me and piss me off. So this was really a dope conversation. I ain't gonna front. Thanks, Hurricane JW, for tapping in. Respect to you. I really appreciate everybody. Peter Griffin. Thanks for the conversation. I wish that my phone was on like 50% because this conversation is getting really good, and I would like to keep it going on. I'm gotta charge my phone up, and I'm gonna watch a little bit of Jesse Lee because I want to have a strong opinion about him. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to have a strong opinion about him so we can converse about him. Maybe my next live stream will be on Jesse Lee Peterson. All right, in the government. Jesse Lee Peterson, John Todd, and the government. All right, folks. Deep conversations, yo. Umar Johnson. We got our eyes on you. We do. We got our eyes on you. So, yo, thank y'all for your support. We got 7 likes on this one. Salute, yo, 7 likes. That's what's up. I really appreciate y'all. I hate when I got it in my lives when I don't want to, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I do not want to get off this live, but this freaking phone make me sick. Thank y'all for your listen your support. Love you, man. For real. Peace, yo. Stay up, everybody. Oh, let's be spotters. You gotta be spotters. All right, peace.